Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today at the US 30 futures market. And what can we say? Firstly, this trend line that we've got drawn in, and I've got it drawn in, I'm leaving it on the charts for now, is holding up price. I wouldn't be too surprised to see price come back down into this area that it's broken out and sort of bounce off that. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for. This level here can go, so let's just get rid of that level. Right. Okay, so that triangle, you can see this trend line and that horizontal line there form a triangle, which we've had a close above, and now we're coming back to test. If that test is successful on the daily, that validates that triangle, and what you're looking for then is the height of the triangle, pretty much something like that. I'd be a little bit conservative and sort of take that, and that would give me a measured move up to there, which is 31,270. Okay, so that's kind of the structure that I'm seeing at the moment, and what we need to do is look for our opportunities. So this area down here is clearly an opportunity to buy, and that is 30,084. And remember, we spoke about this level a lot last week, and also the 30,000 area. So the other thing that you may find is that we've dropped below this onto 30,000, and I think it's probably a good idea just to put 30,000 in and just see if we can find it quickly. Should be somewhere around here, 3028. Yeah, spot on. Okay, so those are the two areas that I would expect to be retested. The first one is going to be 30,084, and that's the most logical one. If that gives way, I still wouldn't be panicking. I'd be waiting at 30,000, and look at how it coincides with this trend line. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking to be buying in this area here, and if we come down to the hour, you should see a little bit more structure. And you can see what I mean by this one being the most logical. We are above the moving average. There's a lot of opportunity to buy in to the left. And, I would be looking for a relatively, I'd say, smallish position. It's a 227 point stop loss. So if you can't stomach a 227 point stop loss, and actually this swing low is probably a better one, that's a 330 point stop loss, then don't take the trade. So you could take one of these closer swing lows here, but 30,000 is going to be a big magnet, so I would leave myself a little bit of wiggle room depending where we get to during the European session. So a couple of things that could influence us on the European session, and obviously the first one is Brexit. So there's still no news on Brexit, and that could go either way at the moment. Depends which way the wind blows. And then the other thing is that we have a lot of noise on coronaviruses at the moment, and infection rates climbing and hospitalizations climbing, etc. So that's also going to negatively influence the market right now. So be patient on this today. Wait for structure, and the two bits of structure are pretty much down here. And the other thing that I want to point out before we leave is head and shoulders. Okay, inverse head and shoulders. There is shoulder. There is a head, and there is another shoulder. So this pullback into this zone is basically testing that area, and it needs to hold. If it holds it, and we get a decent rejection, a pin bar, an inside bar, an engulfing bar. So in other words, there's an inside bar, there's an engulfing bar, okay, and there's sort of a pin bar. You can see all three patterns in, well, there's a better pin bar over there. Okay, so anything like that, and you see that off a level, that's your signal to be buying into it. And I would, to be honest, have the levels drawn in on the higher time frames, and then watch this on the 15 minute, because you'll probably see some structure form on the 15 minute pretty quickly. Okay, so that's it for me, and looking to buy, just looking to buy off structure and looking to buy a little bit lower down around the 30,000 mark. So between 30,084 and 30,000, that's the area that I'm watching for some structure to form before we jump in long on this market. Yeah, so that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.